The Great Hall of the Galactic Council was filled with light, noise, and pride. Leaders of powerful alien empires sat in high chairs, dressed in shiny clothes and armor. The walls were made of silver and blue crystal, and the air hummed with soft energy. At the center of the room, a round table floated in the air, where the top commanders met to speak about the war. The war had been going on for 10 long years, and everyone feared the enemy, the Zarax, a hive-like insect race that never stopped coming. The council had called this meeting to discuss their next step. One by one, tall alien generals gave reports. "We lost Sector 3, said the blue-skinned mayoral leader. "My fleet is retreating." Another general with 4 arms and a long tail spoke with anger. "We need more ships, more weapons. They are learning our patterns." There was tension in the air, thick like smoke. Then the door opened again. Everyone turned. 4 humans walked in, 1 woman and 3 men dressed in dark uniforms, simple compared to the others. The woman stepped forward. Her name was Ambassador Hallen. She had short black hair, sharp eyes, and a calm face. She walked slowly to the center and gave a short bow. Behind her, Captain Reyes stood tall and quiet, watching everything. The room went quiet for a moment. Then, soft laughs began to rise. First from the Zeleri, tall green creatures with gold tattoos. Then from the Krell, a group of jelly-like beings with glowing eyes. The laughter spread across the room like fire. "Humans?" said one of the Zeleri. "You bring humans into a war council?" "They barely control their own moon," someone whispered. "They are not ready for real war," said a voice from the back. "They are weak, small, primitive." Ambassador Hallen didn't move. She just raised her eyes and spoke. "The war is not going well. We all know this. We offer our help. Earth is ready to send troops." More laughter, louder this time. "Troops?" The Myral leader smiled, showing sharp teeth. "You mean a few hundred fighters with old weapons?" Reyes took 1 step forward. His voice was calm, low, and cold. 300 soldiers, experienced, ready. Send us where you need us most." The room exploded again. Some aliens laughed so hard they hit the table. "Send them to Sector 9, someone shouted. "Yes, let them clean up the dead." Sector 9 was the worst war zone in the galaxy. No army had survived more than a week there. Even the strong races had failed. Sending humans there was a joke to the council. A test they were sure humans would fail. One voice did not laugh. General Zira of the Jern, a tall being with silver eyes and dark armor, sat quietly in the shadows. He watched the humans with interest. While the others laughed, he studied the way Captain Reyes stood, how he didn't flinch, how his eyes never left the council. There was no fear in him, no anger, just focus. Ambassador Hallen spoke again. "We do not ask for favors, just a chance to prove ourselves." The council leader, a glowing being of light, finally raised 1 arm. "Fine," he said. "Let the humans go to Sector 9. If they survive, we will listen." There were more smiles, more quiet jokes shared between the council members. To them, this was over. Humans would go, die, and be forgotten. Later, aboard the human ship Valor 1, the mood was very different. Inside the war room, Captain Reyes looked at a map of Sector 9. Red marks showed fallen bases, broken fleets, dead zones. His team stood around him: Lieutenant Moss, tech expert; Sergeant Vega, combat leader; and Dr. Rana, a scientist trained in alien biology. "We're being sent to die," Moss said, shaking his head. "No," Reyes said. "We're being sent to surprise them." Sergeant Vega smiled. "They don't believe in us. That's our advantage." "They laughed," Rana said softly. Reyes looked at them. "Yes, they laughed. Let them. When the war changes, they'll remember the day they laughed at us." He turned back to the screen. "Get ready. We're going to Sector 9. We make our stand there, and we show the galaxy what humans are made of." Outside the ship, stars stretched across the black sky like fire. Engines roared to life. The Valor 1 turned toward Sector 9. Back in the Galactic Council, General Zira watched the ship leave on the screen. Others had already forgotten about the humans. But he had a feeling, a strange feeling deep inside him. Something about the way the humans stood. Something about that quiet voice. "They don't look like much," one council member said to him. "Do they?" Zira didn't answer. He just watched the screen. He knew the war had just changed. The human ship Valor 1 entered Sector 9 quietly. No welcome. No help. Only empty space, broken ships, and silence. Long, dead satellites floated like ghosts. Wreckage from battles covered the area. Fire still burned on some pieces, even in the cold dark of space. Captain Reyes stood at the front. Window, eyes scanning everything. "This place smells like death," said Lieutenant Moss from the control seat. "Keep your eyes sharp," Reyes replied. "We're not here to smell. We're here to survive." The ship moved past a destroyed alien station. The walls had claw marks, burns, and holes melted by acid. Dr. Rana recorded everything on her tablet. "Zirax did this," she said. "Fast, violent, no time to run." They landed on a rocky moon once used as a forward base. Now it was empty. Just cracked concrete, broken walls, and bones. The last defenders had failed here. The Council had left their bodies behind. The 300 human soldiers got to work. No fear, no waiting. They built walls using broken metal, dug trenches, set motion sensors. They didn't bring big weapons. Instead, they brought minds. Brains full of ideas. Reyes gave short orders. "Trap zones here, fallback point there. Use the alien wrecks for defense." "Sir," Vega said, "this is suicide." "Not if we do it right," Reyes said. "They think we fight like them. We won't." While others built defenses, Dr. Rana and her team searched for Zarak remains. She studied bloodstains, crushed eggs, and claw pieces. "They learn fast," she told Reyes. "If they fail once, they change. So we have to stay ahead of them." Night came fast on the moon. The sky turned black. No stars, just fog and shadows. The humans sat quietly in their trenches, watching, waiting. Then came the sound, like a whisper at first. Then louder. A clicking, noise, many feet, scraping against the rocks. The Zaraks were coming. From the hills, shapes moved. Long legs, sharp arms, hard black shells. Their red eyes glowed in the dark. Reyes held his breath. "Wait." The creatures moved closer. Hundreds of them. Fast. Angry. Hungry. Then, "Now!" Reyes shouted. Explosions lit up the hills. Fire traps hidden under the ground went off. Oil bombs covered the Zaraks in flame. Loudspeakers blasted human war cries. Drones flew above, dropping. "Grenades!" the Zaraks screamed. They backed off, confused. No one had used these tricks before. They didn't expect it. Human soldiers opened fire. Short bursts. Clean shots. No panic. They aimed for the soft parts, where Rana had marked weak spots. 30 minutes, the battle roared. Then silence. The last Zarak fell. Smoke floated through the air. Bodies of insects lay burning in piles. Reyes walked among the dead. His face was calm, but his hands were tight. "They'll be back," he said. "Stronger next time." "But we'll be ready," Vega said. They lost 10 soldiers, hurt 20 more. But they had won. The next morning, Reyes sent a report to the Council. Sector 9, first night, victory, no retreat. He knew most of the Council wouldn't care. Some might even be annoyed the humans didn't die. But he also knew one person would be watching. Far away on the Council station, General Zira read the report. Impossible, said the Myro leader beside him. They survived? Zira didn't speak. He just looked at the human data, trap layouts, kill counts, movement paths. It was not luck. It was skill, human skill. They think differently, he whispered. They think like hunters. The council ignored the report. No praise, no reply. They believed it would not last. But Sector 9 was watching. Human drones flew out to scan more ground. They found old alien bunkers. The humans fixed them, used them. They started to control the land inch by inch. Xerax attacked again, this time from the sky. The humans were ready. They hacked into old alien turrets and brought them back to life. The flying Xerax crashed in flames. Reyes kept his soldiers moving. No routine, no pattern. He made them unpredictable, and that made them dangerous. Still, supplies were low. They had limited food, ammo, and energy. No help from the council. No rescue ships. Why do we keep going? A young soldier asked. Reyes answered, because this is what we do. We fight, we adapt, we survive, and one day they'll stop laughing. On the fourth night, something new happened. The Xerax didn't attack. Instead, they waited, watching, hiding. Reyes stood outside the base, eyes scanning the hills. They're learning, he said. Just like us. Dr. Rana agreed. If we stay the same, we lose. So humans changed again. They set up sound traps, built fake camps, used robots to trick the enemy. They turned every piece of junk into a weapon. They were not the biggest, not the strongest, not the most advanced, but they were human, and that made them dangerous. For 2 weeks, the council said nothing, no messages, no support, no praise. They watched from their shining towers and crystal rooms while humans bled and fought in the dirt. Most of them hoped the problem would solve itself, that the humans would finally fall. But the humans didn't fall. They rose. Each battle made them stronger. Each loss taught them something new. On the moon in Sector 9, the human base now looked like a fortress. It had metal walls built from wrecked ships, power grids stolen from dead stations, and towers made from old alien guns. Drones circled overhead, scanning for movement. Mines covered the outer fields. Captain Reyes stood at the wall, watching. A storm rolled in across the gray sky. They're regrouping, said Sergeant Vega. Xerax haven't attacked in 4 days. They're planning something. They'll hit hard, Reyes said. We hit them harder. Inside the command room, Dr. Rana updated her report. Xerax hive structure is weakening. We've caused damage beyond their ability to heal fast. If we keep pushing, we might break the connection between hives. What does that mean? Asked Moss. It means they stop thinking like one mind, she explained. They become more like animals, easier to beat. Reyes nodded. Then we break them. That same day, a strange signal reached the base, not from the council, not from Earth, from a ship nearby. It was Jern Tech, General Zira's people. Reyes opened the message. Zira's face appeared. He was calm, his silver eyes serious. Captain Reyes, he said, I speak for myself, not the council. Your success in Sector 9 is changing everything, but beware, some on the council want you gone. They fear your rise. Be ready. Reyes closed the message, silent for a moment. They don't like us winning, Vega said. Good, Reyes answered. It means we're doing it right. That night the Xerax came, but this time they didn't come with wild attacks. They came with silence, smart, careful. They moved underground, burrowed through tunnels, tried to come up inside the base. But humans had already guessed it. Mines filled the tunnels, gas traps exploded, hidden guns turned the caves into fire, then humans struck back. They dropped firebombs into the tunnels, sealing them forever. After the battle, Reyes walked through the remains. "This was a test," he said. "They wanted to see if we were tired." "We're not," Vega said. 2 days later, a small alien shuttle arrived outside the base. It carried one diplomat, Sarin, a young alien from the weaker Tyrell race. He came alone, hands raised. "I come with respect," he said. "We watched your battles. My people. We want to learn. Maybe join the..." Humans let him in. He walked through the base in shock. "You did all this with scraps?" Reyes smiled. "With scraps and will." Sarin bowed. "Then Earth may lead one day." But not everyone wanted humans to lead. In a hidden meeting on the council station, leaders of 5 races gathered. They spoke in low voices. "They must be stopped. They make us look useless. If we wait, they'll take our place. They are a threat." So they made a secret plan. 1 ship, 1 false signal, and a bomb. Back on the moon, a message came. "Human reinforcements inbound, ETA 2 hours. Reyes looked at it. "Strange. We didn't ask for help." He scanned the sender code. Something was off. Dr. Rana ran a test. "It's fake. The code is from a council ship, but the message is wrong." "Trap?" Vega asked. Reyes nodded. "Big one." He gathered a small squad and set a new trap. When the fake rescue ship entered the system, humans didn't shoot. They let it land, let it come close. Inside the ship was a bomb, enough to wipe out the base, but Reyes had already sent drones to scan it. They found the bomb, disabled it. Then they sent the ship back with a message painted on its hull. "We are not fools." The council received it in silence. Some were angry, some were afraid, but none spoke. On the moon, the humans had their answer. "They tried to kill us," Moss said. "They fear us," Vega added. Reyes didn't look angry. He looked steady. "Then let them fear." He called the soldiers together. "All of you came here knowing we'd be alone. You came here knowing we'd be laughed at, left behind, even betrayed." He paused. "But look around you. Look at what we built. Look at what we've done." The soldiers stood in silence, proud, tired, unbroken. "This war isn't just about the Xerax anymore," Reyes said. "It's about the future. If we win here, the galaxy changes, and we show everyone we're not weak, we're not primitive, we're human." And with that, they prepared for the biggest battle yet, because they knew the enemy would come in full force, and this time, they'd bring everything. The sky above Sector 9 turned red. Clouds moved fast, like smoke running from fire. The wind howled across the moon's dead land. In the distance, thunder rolled, but it wasn't weather. It was engines. Many of them. The Xerax were coming. Captain Reyes stood on the main tower, looking through his binoculars. "Here they come," he said calmly. "The final wave." Dr. Rana checked her scanner. "Thousands, maybe tens of thousands. Bigger ones, too. New shapes. They've changed again." "They always do," Reyes said. "So do we." The human base was ready. Built from broken parts, stolen tech, and human will, it was now stronger than anything the Council had expected. Reinforced walls, watchtowers, drones in the air, and underground tunnels full of traps. They had no new supplies, no help, and no promises. But they had one thing the enemy didn't: purpose. Sergeant Vega walked beside Reyes. "Should we call Earth for help?" Reyes shook his head. "Too far. Too late. This fight is ours." That night, the humans sat in silence. Some cleaned weapons, some wrote last messages to family, others simply looked at the stars. "This could be the end," Moss said softly. "No," Vega replied. "This is the beginning." The next morning, the ground began to shake. Small at first, then stronger. The sky turned black with dust. In the distance, they saw it, waves of Xerax crawling over the hills. Huge ones, the size of buildings, walked behind the swarm. Flying ones circled above like shadows. Reyes stood before his soldiers. "We hold this ground, not just for Earth, not just for the Council. We hold it for the future." He paused, looking at each of them. "They laughed at us. They left us to die. But we are still here, and we will show them what it means to fight like a human." The soldiers nodded. No fear in their eyes, only fire. The battle started with a roar. The first wave of Xerax hit the minefield. Explosions tore the sky open. Body parts flew in every direction. The second wave jumped over the first, right into the traps. Acid pits, spike bombs, flamethrowers triggered by motion. But the swarm was endless. They kept coming. Human drones flew fast, dropping grenades and firing from above. Sniper teams picked off leaders. Robot turrets tore through the smaller bugs. Then the big ones came. Massive Xerax with hard shells charged the walls. The ground cracked under their feet. One slammed into the left wall and broke through. Reyes grabbed his rifle. "Hold the line!" Vega's team rushed in with heavy launchers. They fired at the giant's legs, bringing it down. Moss climbed onto a tower and dropped a rocket right into its mouth. It exploded in blue fire. Inside the base, chaos spread. Xerax climbed over the broken wall. Humans met them with blades, bullets, and fists. There was no retreat, only survival. Doctor. Rana moved through the chaos, pulling injured soldiers to cover. "Keep pressure on the wound," she yelled. "You're not dying today." The flying Xerax dived from the sky, but the humans had hacked an old alien energy cannon. Reyes gave the signal. The cannon fired and wiped the sky clean. Hours passed. Then night came again. Fire lit up the land. The base burned in some places. Smoke made it hard to breathe. But the humans still fought. Then something strange happened. The Xerax stopped. The battlefield went silent. "Why did they stop?" Moss asked. "They're regrouping," Vega said. "Planning something big." Dr. Rana looked at the scanner. "The Queen. She's here." At the edge of the hills, something massive rose. A creature taller than any building. Black shell, red eyes, wings that spread across the sky. The Xerax Queen. She had come to finish it herself. "She's sending out a mind wave," Rana said, "trying to break our will." Some soldiers dropped to their knees, holding their heads, screaming. Reyes held his ground. "Ignore it! Don't listen! Remember who you are!" He turned on the bass speakers and played the oldest sound in Earth's history. Human music, loud, brave, pure. The sound filled the air, cutting through the Queen's scream. One by one, the soldiers stood back up. They fired. All of them, straight at the Queen. The battle became fire and thunder. The Queen moved like a storm, tearing walls, crushing machines, but humans fought like never before. Reyes climbed the damaged tower, carrying the last missile. He aimed it straight at the Queen's mouth. The launcher shook in his hands. Smoke covered everything. He looked death in the eyes and fired. The explosion turned night into day. The Queen fell. Her body crashed into the hills, shaking the moon. The Xerax screamed, then fled. What was left of the swarm vanished into the dark. Silence returned. Reyes sat down beside the wrecked tower, breathing hard. "Is it over?" Moss asked. Vega looked around. "I think, we won." Rana walked to the top of the hill and looked at the stars. "They won't laugh now." And far away on the council station, they weren't laughing. They were watching, in complete silence. The battle was over. The Queen was dead. Her body still lay in the valley, burned and broken. Smoke rose from the battlefield, drifting high into the sky. The wind was quiet now, as if the moon itself was holding its breath. The human base was damaged. Walls were broken. Towers were cracked. Many machines no longer worked. But the humans stood tall, bloodied, tired, but alive. Captain Reyes walked slowly through the ruins. He saw soldiers helping each other, fixing what they could and searching for the wounded. No one complained. No one asked for rest. They had won. Dr. Rana sat in the medical tent, patching up injuries with what little supplies were left. "We lost 12, she said quietly to Reyes. "But we saved hundreds." Reyes nodded. They didn't die for nothing. Word spread fast across the galaxy. The humans had defeated the Xerax, alone, without the Council, without reinforcements. Aliens from many worlds began whispering about the humans. Some with fear, some with respect, others with deep shame. On the Council station, silence filled the chamber. General Sira stood in front of the others. "You all saw the footage. You saw how they fought, how they survived. You sent them to die. But they didn't die. They adapted. They rose." One council member spoke. "They broke the Queen. We never managed that. The new weapon, the chain fire, floated in deep space, dark and silent. It was longer than a city, armed with heavy cannons and energy beams. Built by the Council, it had one job: to remind the galaxy that humans were still under their control, but humans had changed, and the galaxy had changed with them. On the moon in Sector 9, Captain Reyes stood in the new command room. The old base had grown. Now it was a large center full of life. Engineers worked on strange machines, soldiers trained side by side, humans, aliens, and hybrids. The place was full of voices, metal, heat, and hope. Reyes looked at the large screen. "So the Council sent a monster." Dr. Rana nodded. "It's heading this way, slow but steady." "Any message?" "None." Reyes shook his head. "Typical." Sergeant Vega entered, holding a data pad. "We've confirmed it. The chain fire is loaded with plasma weapons, shockwave missiles, and a beam strong enough to split a moon. It's more than a threat. It's a warning." Reyes sat down. "Then let's answer it." Moss leaned in. "We can't fight that thing. Head on. Not yet." "We won't," Reyes said. "We'll outsmart them, like we always do." Meanwhile, across the stars, word of the chain fire spread fast. But instead of fear, it created anger. Dozens of smaller worlds had begun to trust the humans. They had sent people, tools, and ships. They believed in something new. Now they saw the truth. The Council feared change more than danger. One by one, alien ships turned toward Sector 9, not to fight, but to help. From the ice world of Zira, a team of builders arrived with a shield generator. From the forest planet Aulo, warriors brought energy bows that could bend gravity. Even some Council citizens sent secret codes to help disable the chain fire's weapons. The movement had a name now: the Flameborn. Humans had lit the fire, and now the galaxy was burning with it. The chain fire entered Sector 9 space. No messages, no diplomacy, just power. It aimed its weapons. Reyes stood before his people. "This is it," he said. "We didn't come this far to back down now. They think they can crush us, but they forget we were born in fire, raised in struggle, forged in war." His voice echoed across the base, broadcast to every ship. "Today, we don't just fight for Earth. We fight for every voice the Council tried to silence. For every world they left behind. We are not weak. We are not broken. We are human." And with that, the Flameborn prepared for battle. They didn't attack the chain fire directly. They used speed. They used tricks. They hacked its sensors, confused its targeting systems. Flew drones shaped like asteroids to draw its fire. Then came the real move. Reyes had sent a stealth team days ago, led by Vega, to sneak aboard the ship using a cloaked shuttle. Now, inside the chain fire, Vega and his team moved in silence. They placed EMP charges in key points. They climbed into vents, hacked doors, and reached the core. The reactor's here, Vega whispered. Big. Exposed. Can we shut it down? One asked. No, Vega said, but we can make them listen. He sent a message straight to the council. The screen lit up in the council chamber. Vega's face appeared. You built this ship to scare us. You thought we'd kneel. You thought wrong. Behind him, the reactor core glowed blue and bright. We could destroy this ship right now, but we won't. Vega stepped back. We want you to understand something. He turned the camera to show the humans and aliens working together across the ship. You lost control. Then he sent the coordinates of the reactor to Reyes and vanished from the council's screen. Outside, the human fighters flew fast and low. Moss led a strike group, carrying a pulse weapon built from old Xerac tech. It wasn't made to destroy. It was made to shut down power. Reyes gave the signal. Moss fired. A wave of energy washed over the chain fire. Its engines flickered. Its weapons stopped. Its shields dropped. The mighty ship, built to rule, went dark. Reyes sent one last message. To the council. Your time is over. From now on, we choose our own path. The council didn't respond, but they didn't attack again. In the weeks that followed, something new was born. A union, not of rulers and ruled, but of allies. The Flameborn built new outposts, new roads between stars, schools, defenses, and homes. Humans were no longer the outsiders. They were leaders now, but they ruled with respect, not fear. On Earth, people cried with joy as ships returned full of new friends. In Sector 9, a statue was raised, not of Reyes, not of Vega, not of any single hero, but of a soldier holding hands with a child from another world, a symbol of unity, of strength, of change. And as Captain Reyes walked along the walls of the old base one last time, he looked up at the stars. They mocked us, he said. They feared us, Vega added. And now, Moss asked. Reyes smiled. Now, they follow us. And somewhere far away, in the quiet of deep space, the stars began to whisper not in fear, but in hope. Another added, they fought with nothing and still won. But others remained cold. The Trelk ambassador stood up. They broke the rules. They acted without permission. They made the rest of us look weak. General Zira turned to him. Maybe you are weak. The chamber went quiet. Shira continued. They didn't ask for power. They asked for a chance. You gave them your laughter. They gave you victory. Back on the moon, something strange happened. A group of ships appeared in the sky. Not council ships, not human. These ships were from small, forgotten worlds, places the council had ignored for years. They had heard the humans' story, and they came with gifts, fuel, medical supplies, food, armor, even alien engineers. One small alien, a child from the planet Colo, handed Vega a box of fruit. For the brave ones, the child said. Vega smiled. We're not heroes. We're just stubborn. Reyes met with the captains of the ships. They spoke with respect. They offered to help rebuild. We want to learn how you fight, one said. We want to learn how you think, said another. Reyes nodded. Then stay. We'll teach you. And so the base became something new. No longer just a human outpost. It became a symbol, a place where forgotten species came to train, to build, to prepare. Together, the council sent a message at last. It was short, cold, and full of fake praise. You have done well. Return to Earth. We will take it from here. Reyes laughed when he read it. No, he replied. He sent a simple message back. We're staying. When Earth heard the news, people cheered. Streets filled with flags. For the first time in years, the human race felt proud, united, and strong. Leaders gave speeches. Children drew pictures of the battle. Songs were written about Sector 9. But not everyone was happy. In the dark corners of the council, old powers gathered. The Trelk, angry and bitter, started planning again. "They must not rise higher," said their leader. "They are too dangerous," said another. So they built something new, a weapon, a secret project with one goal: to remind humans of their place. Back on the moon, Reyes trained new soldiers. Not just humans now, aliens too. Different species learning to fight side by side, sharing food, sharing tools, sharing stories. Moss showed a group how to fix broken tech. Vega taught others how to fight in close combat. Dr. Rana worked on a universal medical kit, something that could work on all species. The old base became a living school. But then something changed. Late one night, a signal came through, encrypted, unknown source. Rana decoded it. Reyes listened and frowned. "What is it?" Vega asked. Reyes answered slowly. "The Council. They're building something. Huge. Not for the Xerax. For us." Everyone went quiet. "Why would they do that?" Moss asked. "Because we won," Reyes said. "And they hate that." Rana showed a blurry image from the signal. A ship. Massive. Covered in weapons. Bigger than anything Earth had ever built. "They call it the Chainfire," she said. "It's meant to scare us." Reyes looked at the photo and smiled. "They forgot one thing," he said. "What's that?" Vega asked. "We're not afraid." And so, while the Council plotted in secret, the humans and their new allies kept building, kept training, and kept preparing because they knew the war was not over. It had only just begun.